Hello everyone, good morning. Good morning from Beijing and good evening to you, our dear audience on China Plus America Facebook page. Welcome to watch today's live stream on our page. So this is Huang Yue and Leah is with me, also saying hi to you behind the camera. Welcome to watch this brand new live stream on our page. So we're back to the China National Museum of Women and Children today. So if you still remember, we've been here before. We've been here to visit some exhibitions focusing on children because this museum is so huge, and we just visited some exhibitions on focusing on children from ancient to contemporary times. As you can see, there are many kids here because this museum is actually free and it's a great place for children to have fun. So today, as we mentioned in our previous live stream, this museum also has some other exhibitions focusing on women. So it covers an area, this whole museum covers an area of over 8.6 acres, and it is China's first state-level museum focusing on women and children. If you didn't catch our last live here, we did see a lot of incredible paintings done by kids, and we've also learned the history and some very interesting stories about the wisdom of children in ancient times. So today we will continue our exploration in this museum and learn about the history and development of women in China from ancient times to modern times. So first of all, let me check the comments to see who's with us today. Just so you know, when I arrived here today, I surprisingly find a very, very interesting temporary exhibition just behind me. We will go inside to check what's inside later. But first of all, let me see your comments and let me say hi to you, our dear audience. So, good morning, Raman. 你好. And Marcus says good morning. Good morning, Marcus. John Johnson, 你好 CPA. 你好 John. And Alex says hi. Gladys says hello, how are you? I'm quite good today, how are you? And Charles says hi. Scott says love the show. Thank you, Scott. Edwin Bell says 你好 Huang Yue. 你好 Edwin. And Aphelia says hi. Pam says hi, hello to you all. So today we're back to the China National Museum of Women and Children. It is the first state-level museum focusing on women and children in China. Previously, we've visited some very interesting exhibitions, mainly on children, and today we're continuing our exploration in the museum. And just now I told you I found a very interesting temporary exhibition here. So now let's go inside to check what are they. So actually they're about the silver accessories from southern part of China, where women of ethnic minority groups really love silver accessories. As you can see, this very beautiful headwear is from Miao ethnic group. I remember Lucy and Leah once took you to visit the Miao group in Guizhou. And you've also celebrated the Miao New Year with them. And now we can catch a closer glimpse of the accessories they like. As you can see, they really love silver. And these are earrings and some hair ornaments. Just look at the detail. They're really beautiful. Also have some pictures here, as you can see. This is how they put the hair ornaments. Just look at the earring. So there are many different patterns on their silver accessories, such as phoenix, lion, fish, butterfly, and also some peach blossoms, lotus, orchid, or the pattern of cloud or wind or water. So these are actually from the Dong ethnic minority group. We've never visit this group, but maybe next time we can plan a trip to southern part of China, such as Yunnan province or Guangxi Zhuang autonomous region, to visit and explore this very unique and incredible culture of ethnic minority groups in China. So you can tell from the color actually, they're getting dark because of they've been exposed in the oxygen for a long time, and that's why the silver gets dark. So why do they wear silver accessories? One reason is that they want to show their respect to their ancestors. So as you can see, the old grandma just passed the accessory to kids. Edwin also says 早上好丽雅. And Lia also saying 早上好 to you. 早上好 means good morning. And we also have Laura with us, hello, and David says hello. Nora says have a good day. You too, Norris. Wendy says good night to you all, good night to you. And we have Jessie Horn with us, and Elmer says hello from Florida. Rob Goodman, hi. Rob says hello, Huang Yue, it's great to see you. Thank you, Rob, it's really great to see you too. Betty says that pointy hair ornament looks kind of dangerous. Yeah, as you can see, they're really, really huge. And these, can you guess what are these? Can you have a guess what are these? If you know, you can tell me in comment. Edwin says silver is dangerous to babies. Really? I didn't know. You can tell us more. Edwin A. Lily asked, where are you today? We're now in downtown Beijing in the museum called China National Museum of Women and Children, and it is the first state-level museum focusing on women and children, and you can learn the history, the development of women and children in China. And now we're visiting this temporary exhibition. It's actually a collaboration with the Guilin Museum from southern part of China. And here you can see a total of, I guess, nearly 200 pieces of silver accessories from southern part of China, and they are the favorite of ethnic minority groups. So just now we've watched this. Can you have a guess what are these? Neck bands. Yes. Kind of like their necklace and neck bands. So it tells us the ethnic minority groups in southern part of China, they really love silver accessories, and they want to wear as many as possible and as heavy as possible. So can you tell from this? It looks really heavy, but they think this represents beauty. So these are from the Qing dynasty actually. And if you can take a closer look, you can see the details, the pattern on the accessory, like the fish there. Can you see the fish there? Maybe this side? Rob says they're really huge standing next to them. Yes, they're really huge and they look really heavy. Just imagine you put them on your neck. But I do think they're really beautiful. Maybe next time we can plan a trip to southern part of China to see them, to see how they were made. So this, as you can see, 3 generations in one picture. It tells us in southern part of China, the ethnic minority groups, women of ethnic minority groups, they pass their silver from generation to generation. So as you can see, the grandmother wears her accessory and then she passed that to her daughter and then to her granddaughter. Also, this can also be the token of affair. If the girl meets someone she likes, she can give her one of her pieces to the boy that she likes. So here we can see many bracelets here. Many beautiful silver bracelet. And as you can see, they're all handmade. So that's why I say I really want to go there to see how they were made. Edward asked, do they still wear that? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Just look at these. John Johnson said, I liked the village CPA visited and given bread to the older women 100 years old in the mountains. Where was that? Maybe that's one of the live streams that Lucy did. Okay, I just confirmed with Leah. So that's in Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region. And actually these ornaments, they are from Guangxi. Oh, that's really nice that you still remember that and you like to share the story with us. Deborah, hello Deborah, good morning. Deborah says, I love learning the history. Gail says, hey from North Carolina. Stambrill says, good evening. Good evening, Stambrill. And good morning from Beijing. And so here it tells us why do women from southern part of China, especially those ethnic minority groups, why do they love wearing silver? First reason is during wartime, the silver is actually you can use them as money. So you wear them so that you can run when there's a war, and that's during ancient times. And also, the second reason is they said silver iron is really good to people. So that's why I guess I saw a comment previously says silver is dangerous. So I don't know which one is true, but it tells us that silver iron is good to people, especially to them because they live in southern part of China where it's really humid. So they need the silver iron to protect them. And also the third reason, of course, it's beautiful. You can attract your beloved ones. And the last reason is it's their totem. So it's a way to show respect to their ethnic culture and to their ancestor. So this temporary exhibition is about silver accessories from ethnic minority groups from South China, such as Guangxi, Zhuang Autonomous Region, Guizhou Province, and Yunnan Province. So this is just temporary. And this museum has many different temporary exhibitions from time to time to give these kids the opportunity to learn something from different parts of China, the culture, the history. Well, now we will continue our exploration upstairs to see. Okay, so we have Hall of Women in Ancient China and Hall of Women in Modern China on 4th floor. Let's go and learn something. So as we introduced before, this museum is really huge. It covers an area of over 8.6 acres and has 6 stories. The main purpose of the museum is to compile, exhibit, and conduct research on cultural artifacts relating to women and children. So now we've entered Hall of Women in Ancient China. In more than 5,000 years of Chinese civilization, women have made great contributions to the continuation of the Chinese nation and the promotion of economic and social development. So what were they like in ancient times? Let's take a look. So that's when the primitive society, about 1.7 million years ago, there were human activities in China. Under primitive conditions, women shouldered the major responsibilities of maintaining human production and life, forming the matrilineal clan society. With the development of the production forces and establishment of paternal blood ties, China entered the paternal clan society. So as you can tell from here, the stone mill and rod mill used to grind cereals in ancient times. So this is the tool the women in primitive society use, the millstones, stone mill sticks. And this is actually from Neolithic age. And women discovered silk in their collecting activities. So silk is one of the most representative and important symbols of Chinese culture and civilization. So here, as you can see, these different pottery spinning wheels. And this is how they use the spinning wheels. So during their long practice of cooking, women learned to make various potteries. So just take a look at all these potteries. So this one is actually about 4,500 years ago. So at that time, as you can see, it's reproduction worship, giving birth to new life enabled mother to enjoy a lofty position in a clean society. And this one, take a closer look. This one, it is China's oldest stone statue called Great Grandma by archaeologists. It's from 8,000 years ago. The Great Grandma statue. So in matrilineal clan society, as organizers of production and living, women served as the leaders of clans. While with the development of the productive force and the change of the marriage form, women's core position was replaced by that of men. That's the end of the matrilineal age. Now we entered the pre-Qing period, that is before 221 BC. In Xia and Shang dynasties, people had the idea that men were superior to women at that time. In Zhou dynasty, women were restrained in many aspects, such as participating in political events, economic activities, and education. Women engaged in weaving and spinning from time immemorial. And the designs of some bronze wares reveal the social status of women among the notability at that time. This part I'd like to mention. Because of the very famous movie Mulan, the Disney movie Mulan, many of you might think that Mulan is the first female general in Chinese history, but that is not true. You can tell from here. Actually, Fu Hao was the wife of Wu Ding, a king of Shang dynasty. She was actually the first woman general with written record in China. In Shang dynasty, that's before 221 BC. While in Qing and Han dynasties, the society, economy, and culture maintained full development. Women were an important force in the social and economic activities, and upper-class women could participate in political affairs. So farming, cultivation, women participated in farming, cultivation, and commercial activities during the early stage. So the seeds of job steers and paddy and millet, all in Han Dynasty. Han Dynasty, that's about 206 BC to 220 BC, 220 AD. So this huge millstone is quite different from those we've seen just now. John Johnson asked, why did they skip Fu Hao? I don't think they skip Fu Hao deliberately. They just because Mulan is so famous that people somehow forget that Fu Hao was actually the first female general. While silk and brocade So silk is really important in Han Dynasty thanks to the Silk Road initiated in the Western Han Dynasty. That's from 221 BC to 25 AD. China's silk could be transported to Central Asia, Western Asia, and Europe. And that's why even in today, when people mention China, they would think silk as a very important symbol. So have a guess. Have a guess, what are these? What are these little round things? Have a guess. So actually they're mirrors. Can you imagine? They're mirrors, bronze mirrors in Han Dynasty. Also a bronze mirror with bird and animal designs from Han Dynasty. And mirror with wealth and noble inscriptions. Leah pointed that. What's that? Alright, it's the statue of the head of a goddess of Hongshan culture. It's from Neolithic age. So here's the map. Here's the map that shows the Silk Road in Han Dynasty. So in Han Dynasty, the capital is here, Chang'an, which is called Xi'an today. So Yuana has once taken you to visit Xi'an. That's the capital of Han Dynasty. So at that time, let me find my hometown. At that time, where is it? Where was it? Here, this part, because today, this part, today, Shanghai, but at that time it's called Wujun. Well, my home is here. It's quite near Yangtze River. The Shandong, right? Shandong province is here. And where is Beijing? I guess near this part, right? Okay. Near this part, I guess. It should be. Well, let's continue. Well, in Han Dynasty, there's a very, very famous woman who is one of the 4 beauties in ancient times. She is Wang Zhaojun. She's called Wang Zhaojun. And the famous story about her is she went to the frontier areas. Because Han Dynasty adopted the policy of pacification through marrying daughters of the imperial family to minority rulers in the border areas. And Wang Zhaojun is one of them, one of the daughters who married the minority rulers at that time. And there is a very interesting story about Wang Zhaojun also, because she's really, really gorgeous, really beautiful. And when she was on her way to the border areas, she passed through a river, and the fish just fled away because they think Zhaojun is so beautiful. And the white geese fell down because Zhaojun is so gorgeous. So now we've entered the Sui and Tang dynasties. Sui dynasty and Tang dynasty. That's from 581 AD to 907 AD. Thanks to the prosperous economy, booming culture, integration of different ethnic groups, and open social environment, a large number of outstanding women emerged and made remarkable contributions to social progress and unity of different ethnic groups. So let's see what are these incredible women in Tang, Sui, and Tang dynasties. So here, really familiar. You still remember Caroline took you to do the makeup to do the Tang style makeup. Just take a closer look. So owing to the prosperous economy and dynamic thinking, women's life became increasingly open in Sui and Tang dynasties. And the statues started to become more colorful. The trial-colored pottery horse riding figurine in Tang Dynasty. The tricolored pottery figurine, or also called Tang San Cai. It's also one of the intangible cultural heritage. Look at the painting. This is called Ladies with Head Paint Flowers. So there were two very important women during Tang Dynasty. One is the Princess Wencheng. In the 15th century year during the Zhengguan reign of the Tang Dynasty, that's 641 AD, Princess Wencheng married the ruler of Tibet. And also the reign of the Empress Wu Zetian was empress known for her brilliant governance. During Sui and Tang dynasties, women in China were widely involved in economic activities and gained considerable space and freedom in marriage, family, and social life. The splendid culture produced a number of excellent women literatures and immortal works. So here, as you can see, these are the working women of Tang Dynasty. Now Howard says, "Thank you, I certainly will." Hello, Wenda. And Deborah says, "Beautiful painting." They are beautiful paintings. Wanda says, "This is so awesome." Deborah says, "This is really amazing." So now, this part shows the business activities of Song. Over time, women faced even more serious bondage of federal ethical code. So it's really prosperous during Song and Yuan dynasties. And tell from all these, it's really prosperous, the economic, the commercial, the commerce. So in Song dynasty, there was a very important female general called Liang. And also this upstairs because we have different halls of women, so just stay tuned and we will find the answer. And now we've entered the part that shows when from Opium War to Revolution of 1911. During this time, or during wartime, and women at that time also participate in fighting, and also they participate in the So it shows that women participating in May 4th movement and women's participation in political affairs. They striving for freedom of marriage and developing education for women. So in 1920, this woman called Chen Hengzhe got her master's degree in English literature from University of Chicago in USA. In the same year, 1920, she returned to China and became the first women professor of Peking University. So she, in 1920, Chen Hengzhe graduated from the University of Chicago and became the first women professor of Peking University. So here, as you can see, they started to have Western style wedding ceremony. Look at the picture. They started to have Western style wedding ceremony. And this is the traditional Chinese style wedding ceremony at the beginning at that time, and also they have a Western style wedding ceremony. So at that time, people can choose what they like to do their wedding ceremony. and women can have the new hairstyle. And this picture is actually famous. It's an advertisement of renowned women and new type Changxiang in Shanghai. So let's continue. So these statues, you can tell from these statues that during wartime, women also fight bravely. So here's the picture. That was in October 1945. American generals visited He Ruomei, an intelligence agent in Shanghai, in hospital. She had rescued 4 American pilots. So these are about women in ancient China. So we will continue to find more about the development of women in China. Let's go upstairs. So now we've entered the Hall of Women in contemporary China. So that's after the founding of the People's Republic of China in 1949. China has entered a new era and altered the destiny of Chinese women. So they can have land, they can participate in elections, they can get well education, and they have the freedom of marriage. So they can participate in social programs, science and technology. Renowned female architect Lin Huiyin. She and her husband Liang Sicheng designed the national emblem in 1950. This picture was taken in 1950. So this is the first female tractor driver, first female train driver. and first male carrier. Miss Song Qingling. And women also started to participate in culture and arts. The famous writer Ding Lin in an orchid beside the Sangam River. That one. And the famous writer Bing Xin. Almost every kid in China will read her pieces of poems or essays when they were in school. And they perform the operas here. So, as you can see here, Ding Yilan, the left one, is one of the first generation of broadcasters. And Shen Li is China's first TV anchor. Sports, of course. In 1959, the women's athletics team at the opening ceremony of the first national sports meeting. And they did well. On November 17th, 1957, this woman became China's first track and field athlete to break the world record after clearing 1.7 meters in the women's high jump. And here in 1961, Qiu Zhonghui became China's first women's single champion in the World Table Tennis Championship. And in the 1960s, Li Shulan broke the world archery record 17 times. So after the reform and opening up, women contributed to the economic development. And here we can see women in all walks, from all walks of life. I think this picture is really familiar, right? Because we also have the video on our page, and you really love it, I know. These are all the hearing impaired dancers performing the really beautiful, incredible dance. We have the video on our page, you can go check it. That's really incredible. They're all hearing impaired dancers, and they can perform really incredible dance to us. The Chinese women volleyball team, which won the world championship 5 times in succession from 1981 to 1986. So now, next, we are going to see the international friendship between women. So as you can tell from here, the blue helmet angels from a Chinese peacekeeping medical team in Sudan. The Chinese women's delegation visited Haiti and met with female peacekeeping soldiers. And these days, Chinese women are actively reaching out to the world to promote understanding, friendship, and cooperation among women around the world. So here are some gifts and souvenirs that Chinese women exchanged with other countries. Let's take a closer look. This hanging presented to the Chinese Museum of Women and Children by the Myanmar Women's Federation. So this is from the Myanmar Women's Federation. And here the tapestry presented to the museum by the Embassy of Kyrgyz Republic of China in China. The wall hanging presented to the Chinese Museum of Women and Children by the Embassy of Afghanistan in China. And this is really beautiful. And this is from Fiji Ministry of Women, Culture, Heritage, and Social Welfare. And this is from Bangladesh. The silver foil picture from Laos. Look at that picture. The figurine, the puppet presented to the museum by Gunma Prefecture in Japan. So this tapestry is actually from Belarus. Very beautiful hat, very peacock feather hat. Oh, this is from Romania. I'll tell Joanna. Beautiful hat. These are from Bulgaria. We have friends all over the world. Let's take a look at the map. Yeah. We have friends all over the world. Some other very beautiful gifts and souvenirs here. Let's see. So the reform and opening up have promoted mutual assistance and pragmatic cooperation between women of China and foreign countries. International cooperative projects have been conducted in many fields, such as women's political participation, poverty alleviation, employment, promotion of literacy, women's rights. So as you can see, these are all the cooperation carried out between women in China and from foreign countries. So in 2007, Children's Forum on Anti-Trafficking was held in Beijing jointly by the museum and UNICEF. These participants are counting election votes here. The Chinese women and women's organizations also take an active part in United Nations and multilateral events. The Women's International Democratic Federation was founded in Paris in 1945. In December 1949, Cai Chang, president of ACWF, delivered the opening speech at the Conference of Asian Women of WIDF, which is the first international women's conference held in PRC. Now the UN World Conferences on Women The Mexico City Conference on Women was held in Mexico City in June 1975 with over 1,700 delegates from 133 countries and regions. This conference adopted the Declaration of Mexico and the World Plan of Action and proposed the years of 1976 to 1985 as the United Nations Decade for Women. And here, as you can see, the Chinese delegation led by Li Suwen, vice chairperson of NPC Standing Committee, attended the Mexico City Conference and delivered a speech. And here, in 1980, vice chairperson Kang Ke-ching delivered a speech at the Copenhagen Conference and signed the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women on behalf of the Chinese government. The Chinese women representatives in international organizations. Margaret Chan, Director General of WHO. We have one more floor to visit. The development and achievements of Chinese women since the founding of People's Republic of China, we can tell from this hall. What are these? Oh, some very nice gifts exchanged between China and foreign countries. So here I'd like to mention the anti-domestic violence law of the People's Republic of China was approved in 2015 and came into effect on March the 1st, 2016. So through multiple economic, legal, and administrative measures, the country has placed women's economic and educational entitlements as well as their healthcare and environmental rights on an equal footing to those of men. Efforts have been made to promote women's all-round development, to safeguard our democratic rights according to the law, and to guarantee our participation in economic and social development and our rights to share equally in the fruits of reform and economic growth. and have equal access to education. And China has formulated and improved education policies, laws, and regulations to promote gender equality in the education system and provided financial support in this regard. So significant improvement in women's access to education, educational quality and standards. And remarkable achievements in adult women's literacy and training. And Miss Tu Youyou, who the pharmacologist Tu Youyou received the 2015 Nobel Prize. Women from all walks of life. China's first generation of women search and rescue helicopter pilots. So in promoting the rule of law, China has sought to formulate a socialist legal system with Chinese characteristics that safeguards women's rights and interests and promotes gender equality. Let's take a look at the video clip. So before we end today's live stream, let me check what I missed and comment. Let me check. Stan Brill says, "Have a great morning and a better afternoon, girls." Thank you, Stan, and you have a good night to you. Raman says, "Great history. I enjoy Chinese history. Thank you for sharing." Thank you, Raman, for your nice words. We are really honored and glad to share the culture and history of China, just so to improve our mutual understanding. Jessie says, "Thank you, Juan and Leah, for all the work you have done to show us this amazing place." Thank you, Jessie. Edwin says, "What a very peaceful broadcast." Huang Yue is on autopilot. Deborah says it was nice talking to everyone on here. It's time for bed for me, and my birthday is in 3 hours. So happy birthday, Deborah. Happy birthday. And also I have Michelle says thank you again, Huang Yue and Leah. James says, Huang and Leah, thank you for live streaming today. I see you next time around. Take care, ladies, my friends. So thank you all for spending time with us. We've visited this very huge museum today and before. Previously, we visited some different halls and exhibitions focusing on children, and today we've visited the halls of women and also the silver accessories from southern part of China, from some ethnic minority groups. And I wish you enjoyed this live stream, and it's winter, stay warm and have a good night. I'll see you next time. Oh, I'd like to mention that next week we will have a trip to East China's Suzhou city. So what are we going to see there? You can stay tuned. I'll see you next week. Bye. Good night.